The IWC always with those little gems. Always trying to provoke and start controversies where there are none. And it's pretty damn simple that in this controversy in particular, it doesn't exist. At least in my opinion. So fans on social media, whether they're pro AEW, pro WWE, doesn't really matter. They've been going on Twitter specifically, stating that AEW is in the wrong for releasing a piece of merchandise where Britt Baker is front and center with a black eye, saying that it promotes domestic abuse and domestic violence. And at least from my point of view, that's not the case. That's not the case. Because as a pro wrestling fan, I know where exactly what happened in that picture. The Outcasts attacked Britt Baker, therefore giving her the black eye. As simple as that. And now in social media fans, wrestling fans on social media actually, are saying that, well, it could be taken out of context if you wear it in public. That's why it promotes domestic violence. Here's the thing. Anything can be taken out of context. Anything at all. Depending on your thought of mind, depending on your values, depending on your perspective, anything. You could take absolutely anything. Take it out of context and apply it however it fits you. That's how society and the human mind, works. So when you compare this shirt to the shirt that they did 2 years ago, where Britt Baker had a crimson mask on, blood on her entire face, nobody critiqued that. And the reason being, oh, you know that's a wrestling shirt. No, you don't. No, there's nothing about that shirt other than probably the AEW logo on the back, which you could barely see, that says that is a pro wrestling shirt. You have to be a pro wrestling fan to know that she's wearing tights, because you can barely see her top in that shirt 2 years ago, and you can't tell that that's from pro wrestling. The same thing here. Number 2, it's a piece of merchandise with Britt Baker's face on it, which means Britt Baker had to approve that design to be sold, and she did. She was okay with it. Tony Khan is okay with it. AEW is okay with it. Anything can be taken out of context. Anything. And you want to talk about, oh, that shirt promotes domestic abuse if you wear it in public. There have been shirts made for women and for men in the past by WWE, by AEW, by WCW, by TNA that have slurs or phrases that promote violence amongst people. But everybody, you can't pick and choose which battles to fight. You gotta fight either every single battle or just keep your mouth shut. As simple as that. Anything can be taken out of context. A DX shirt that says "suck it." Is that promoting fallacy? Is that promoting an insult to anybody who reads it? No. It's a piece of merchandise. And that's that. As simple as that. But everybody on the social media, everybody in the IWC wants to find something wrong with it. Everyone wants to find something wrong to critique and get on their high horse on. And call the big companies, the big bad machines out on their crap. It's as simple as just sitting down, watching a TV show that is meant for your entertainment, that is meant for your escape from the real world, from the job that you probably hate. 2 hours a day, you watch a show to get entertained, but most of the IWC wants to sit down, nitpick, critique, and pinpoint anything wrong with AEW, WWE, or any wrestler. That's the narrative that the IWC brings to the table when it comes to pro wrestling. And I've said it in the past. When you go to a pro wrestling event, pro wrestling fans are some of the best. They're interactive. It's a brotherhood. You get along with most of them. The minute you get on Twitter, that's when everybody feels brave. That's when everybody wants to start calling people out on their shit. And for the most part, it's burner accounts with no real names, no real pictures of who that guy is. So, again, what are we doing? You can take anything out of context. You want to talk shit about this shirt? Okay, don't go watch a horror film or a slasher film because that promotes violence. Don't go watch an action movie because that promotes violence. That's the same. That's exactly the same thing. That's exactly the same thing. As simple as that. But people want to be judge, jury, and executioner all at the same time. About anything and about everything. And it's exhausting. And really, it's just pathetic. It's just pathetic, especially, like I said, and I'll keep saying, this is a pro wrestling show. This is meant for entertainment. This is not meant to change the world. This is not meant to fix any social issues. This is entertainment. It's a scripted show. And unfortunately, they've done plenty of untasteful crap in the past. And they'll continue to do so in the future. And by the way, if you think this shirt promotes domestic abuse, if you think this shirt is untasteful and they should not have put it up for sale or released it even, guess what? Don't frickin' buy it. Don't frickin' wear it. As simple as that. I've said this on social media as well. The best thing you can do to stop these companies from gaining anything from their products is to stop talking about them. If you talk positive about them, if you talk negative about them, they still win because their attention is still on that. They still get interactions. They still get everything they need. Wrestlers have said this in the past. The worst reaction they can get is no reaction. If you give them no reaction to any of this, they have nowhere to go. But again, the IWC wants to be judge, jury, and executioner. And they go head on to try and attack something and someone. So with that said, those are my thoughts about this shirt. I'm not going to personally buy it. It's not my taste. It's not to my liking. There are some people who do like it. And like I said, Britt Baker, Tony Khan, AEW, they approved it. They approved it. So it's good for them. Now it's up to you. It's up to you, the pro wrestling fan, if you want to wear it, if you want to support that kind of shirt that you might think is untasteful, or you might agree with me in the fact that it doesn't really matter. It's a piece of merchandise from a pro wrestling show, entertainment. So with that said, tune in later on tonight to Access TV for another episode of Impact Wrestling. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.